Hey Leo, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are actually doing the monthly readings. So looking ahead at June, what's in store? We will be looking at general as well as love. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that. It helps you stay up to date with all the readings, of course, as well. Now, this week I've got the Cosmic Messages Oracle. We will be looking at general as well as the rising moon lenormand. And then when we move into love and romance, we have the Forest Spirits Oracle cards as well as the romantic lenormand. Okay, Leo. So getting sort of straight on into it for you. Leo, what's going on for Leo in June? What does Leo need to be aware of in June 2025? Check in with your body, Leo, and release any tension you're carrying. Stress. When I do see that card, it does sort of let me know, Leo, that this is actually a warning. Okay, this is actually a warning. When we see this card, it is letting us know that it's very important for you to check in with your body and release that tension that you're carrying. Maybe it's a good time to go and get a massage, a Reiki healing, those sorts of things. Because that stress, that tension that you're carrying, if you don't address that now, it is about to become health issues for you. Not necessarily always health issues either, but it's kind of that warning where if you don't do something about it, the universe will do it for you. And if we leave it to the universe to do something about that and make it it's a forced rest, the universe has a way of doing things to the extreme. All right, so you need to do that for yourself first before you allow the universe to do the last measure, like the final measure for you, because the universe's final measures can be very, very extreme. It's like the example I usually use is like, you know, you need a break from work. You know, you need some rest from work. You've been working too much. You don't take that day off when you know you should. The universe will come in and you'll break your foot. So you're forced to take a week off. So then all of a sudden, it's not just one day off that you're having for rest and recuperation. It's a whole week or a whole month that the universe enforces for you. Okay, so be aware of that. It is important for you to address any tension, anxiety, stress. Maybe get yourself to the doctor and talk about those sorts of things if you are noticing those. And it does say that for some of you, you know, with the check-in with your body, some of you aren't realizing this either. You're not actually realizing how much it is starting to affect you on a physical level as well. So it is actually time to just go to the doctor for a general checkup. If you don't sort of know what's going on for yourself, go and do a checkup. Go and get your, whatever you need. You know, I understand that that's not very easy for people, in certain countries where, you know, medical is not something you can just easily go and get a checkup. So I get that, but you need to sort of self-diagnosis, sit down with yourself for a minute and hang on, well, how are my feet? How are my legs? How am I, work your way through your body, check in and see how you are going. Check in and see if there is anything that needs to be paid attention to. Leo, start, middle, and end of June for Leo. What does Leo need to know for June 2025? Start, middle, and end of June for our Leos, please. Pardon? I will probably clarify as we go. The bottom of the deck, we've got the cross, followed by the tree. So this month is kind of shrouded in a sense of destined healing and growth for you this month. That's feeling very important to mention. Destined self-care. It's definitely time to self-care for a lot of you here, Leo, to take that time to check in with yourself, look after yourself. It's that um, your responsibility for your meat packet is what I just heard. Um, if you're an adult, it's your it's your responsibility to take care of this meat packet you've been given. Okay. Um, Destiny, having faith that like the growth is occurring in the way that it's supposed to, even if it feels like a bit of a challenge. I do see some challenges for you at the start of the month here. We have the Tower and the Mountain coming through. For majority of you, that actually feels like challenging authority in some kind of a way here. The Tower quite often can talk about authority energy, very rigid, structured type energy, which can quite often be, something to do with authority or like regimented, like governmental stuff. So for some of you, there may be, a bit of a challenge coming through from something, legal or governmental issues that you're, experiencing at the start of June here. The mountain talks about just hard work and perseverance to get through those. Be not afraid to put in the extra work. You may just need to put in some extra work. I'm hearing paperwork as well for some of you. There may just be a lot of paperwork involved in facing this legal issue, this governmental question, or just something along those lines. It does feel very regimented and structured, like authority connection there. I'm not getting any of the other. The Tower has quite a few other meanings, and I'm not actually getting any of those given to me right here. It does quite simply feel like a structure issue, like a delay or a blockage with structure in your life. So if you're waiting on a governmental payment, or if you're waiting on legal issues, they may just, there may be a bit of a delay at the start of the month here. But then very suddenly in the middle of the month, we do see the card of very sudden energy. We're breaking free of that obstacle, it feels like here, with the scythe coming through. That does come through with the child. So that really does bring, a big change into your world in the start of June. So anywhere where you have been delayed or you have been facing blockages, it does feel like they're getting sort of cut out right in the middle of the month here. All of a sudden, bang, sudden unexpected plot twist occurs. All of a sudden these things get cleared up or fixed or whatever. Pardon. And brings with it a sense of joy and freedom and elation. I'm getting a lot of, those, that childlike excitement is coming through. You can see in the child card, it's a child jumping on the bed, and that's exactly how it actually feels. It feels like that excitement. All of a sudden, the child was maybe, strung up in all this authority and blockage and delays and things and stress, but then all of a sudden, wow, there's a reason to celebrate. Like, let's jump on the bed. I'm so excited. So there does feel like something big actually occurring in the form of change for you this month, Leo. So that's actually bringing with it a big sense of excitement and adventure. It's like the adventure's just about to begin. There's a big reason to be jumping on the bed, screaming joy. Very interesting. Can you clarify what all that excitement is about for Leo? Can you clarify what all the excitement is for Leo in the middle of the month, please? We have the birds, clarifying that there. So it's some sort of wisdom being gained, or it's some sort of conversation being had. Okay? And that's where all the excitement is coming from. It's like, maybe you're having that conversation with, oh, all these legal issues are cleared, bang, 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 everything's fine, moving right on with things. It could just be a conversation that's making you feel quite excited, something that it feels as though it's like it hasn't necessarily been finalized within the energy as of yet, Leo. The exact details of that, but it's kind of like you wait for that conversation to occur, and then you will understand, why the reason to be excited this month. The excitement has been put in for you, but not the exact cause as of yet. So that's interesting. The end of the month, we do have the fox coming through with the dog. Okay, so this is a friend of yours, I feel, or the need to. It's actually it's the need to be a certain way with friends, because the dog is a friendship. It's a very loyal, supportive, compassionate, understanding energy. But then we see the fox there, which the fox can actually be a cat or a dog in the Lenormand here. But I feel like these are two separate things. So this is you're the fox here, Leo, and this is how you're dealing with the dog, which is a friend around you. But you're needing to be a little bit more selfish. You're needing to be a little bit more, rather than coming from an emotional, I want to just be an emotional, supportive person for this friend. You need to actually be a little bit more rational and logical with the way that you're approaching this. Be a little bit more selfish. All right. So it's kind of like that energy of, yes, it's one thing to offer your support to your friends, but sometimes people need to make their own mistakes and learn their own lessons. And, and I'm also getting the message of like, does this person support you in the same way? You're needing to be a little bit more selfish when it comes to this particular friend, making sure you're getting what you need out of the friendship, because maybe you need their support, and when you need their support, then they're not anywhere to be seen. But then when they need your support, here they come. It does feel very interesting. Maybe there's somebody that just needs a lot of emotional support, or a lot of physical support, a lot of financial support. And you just need to take a break, I feel. Once again, check in with your body and release that tension you're carrying. You just might be just a little bit too stressed to be able to offer too much support to this person at this time. So I feel like you just need to be, upfront. Say what you need to say to this person in order to, stand up for yourself a little bit more. Be a little bit selfish when you need to. Don't be afraid to be selfish when it comes to that relationship. Okay. Very interesting messages for you this month, Leo. Looking at love and romance for Leo in June. Love and romance for our Leos in June, please. Fast moves. The squirrel spirit. I love the little squirrels. Gathering your resources to navigate different conditions and find creative solutions. So, it's kind of, maybe that's why you're needing to be a little bit selfish with the way that you're offering support, because you're needing to actually gather all your resources towards yourself this month, especially when it comes to the way that you are loving and sharing love in your life, whether it be love with friends or love, with romantic partners. Gathering your resources. So it's that kind of energy of, saving money for a rainy day, collecting your nuts for the winter and having them all there, so you've got that stock of nuts for the winter. So I'm kind of just getting that this is energy. This is your ability to give to others. You're needing to gather your resources and, maybe focus a little bit more on just gathering up some more energy, getting rid of all that stress and tension, so that you can, get your wits about you, so that you've got more energy to spare when you actually need it, that you've got energy for yourself. as well as love, okay? So making sure we are gathering ourselves and gathering our resources so that you can, navigate different, whatever comes, you're ready, you're prepared, stocked up for the winter. You've got some love in the bank ready to share when you do need to that you weren't expecting. You need to give out some love and romance that you weren't expecting you were going to need to give out, that you've got some in the bank. Okay, Leo? Love and romance for our Leos in June, please. Start, middle, and end of June for Leo with love and romance. There's the stocking up in the bank here. The start of the month, we do have the lily and the star coming through. So this is where we're stocking up for, because this is long-term energy and this is emotional intimacy. So you're needing to save some of that emotional intimacy for the long-term wishes. Okay, the things that you desire and wish for to happen for your long-term love and romantic future, where you want to go with love and romance in the long term, you're needing to sort of stock up some of your emotional, well, it is the card of emotional intimacy, so it's kind of like, but I feel it's kind of like stocking up on hope and optimism, so that in down the track that you've got all these you've got all this emotional backing within yourself to push towards the things that you wish for long term. But there does seem to be, a focus on, what is it that I'm looking for long term with love and romance? Where do I see myself? What do I wish for? What are my goals with love and romance? 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now. It's focusing on the long term, and what do I need to do right now for the long term? To stock up for the long term. What do I need to do right now? What steps do I need to take right now so to make sure that 30 years from now I'm where I want to be when it comes to love and romance? Especially here with the middle of the month, we do have the Garden and the Scythe coming through. There's that Scythe in the middle of the month again. This is going to be very important this month for you, this Scythe energy. We're seeing it in both general and in love and romance, that Scythe energy, coming through, cutting away everything you thought you knew and making some big changes in your world this month, Leo, that are affecting your love and romantic life, obviously, as well. We did see that with that child energy there, that reason to celebrate. With the general energy there, and this time around we're seeing that with the garden. So that may also be connected to like a date that you go on, or a compromise that you make in the middle of the month here. It could be an event connection here. So quite often with the garden, it's getting out and about in public, spending time with people. It can be an invite to a wedding, for example, a meeting that you're having with your boss that is somehow making this huge difference. A date. There may be a sudden, unexpected date that you're going on in the middle of the month that really makes some things change in your whole world. I feel for a lot of you, these are big changes. Yeah, and it's like for a lot of you too, it's like certain things that you haven't been happy with when it that aren't fitting into your long-term goals. Those things are coming to an end with this Scythe. I do feel it's cutting out the things that aren't working for you in love and romance. It's definitely and maybe compromising with if you have a partner, maybe compromising with them about what we need to cut out of our lives and what we need to what energy we want to move forwards long term. What do we need to what changes do we need to make? Even for the single ones of you, this may actually be meeting somebody brand new in the middle of the month, and maybe that's the sudden change that's occurring. Is all of a sudden you meet this person very unexpected. You meet somebody that matches those long-term goals. And it does bring about this transformation. We do have the coffin and the birds here as well. So we did see the birds clarifying that scythe earlier. And now we're seeing the transformative energy with the birds. So there is definitely a big changes occurring this month, Leo. A big transformation taking place here. A lot of things hinging on conversations that are happening for you this month as well. So whether that's in love and romance or just in your general life, like I said, that friend that you are maybe dealing with in a slightly different way at the end of the month there, it's all part of this transformation. The death and rebirth, basically, of who you were as to where you're going next. And there's some big conversations happening. There may be a little bit of kind of like the need to have multiple conversations. Be very chatty and open and honest when you're having conversations this month about especially about where we're going in the future, what we're stocking up on for the future, what moves we're needing to make for the future. Fast moves. We see two scythe cards. We see the fast moves card. We see transformation energy. Things are going to change in big ways this month, Leo. That's why, going back to the very start there, it is very important to stop and check in with your body so that you can handle this change, because it's gonna be big. Let me know. Let me know in a few weeks, Leo, what happens, because I'm very intrigued to see how this plays out for you guys. I'm a Leo rising as well, so I'm kind of hopeful that maybe I will see some of these elements in my own life as well. You never know. But that's what we have for you. You are more than welcome to check your other placements. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all again soon.